Yeah, it's the pride of representing your country. You know, you don't want to let your country down. When you're up there in a normal singles tournament, you're only letting yourself down and you lose. You lose today, you're letting your country down, and that means so much to some of these players.
Magnus Carris is a mate of yours. He was in the Lakeside semi-final. He's been on the circuit for about 25 years, and he's a real character, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a good lad, Magnus. I've known him a long time, as you said, and he's very experienced and he's a solid player. And of course, the Swedes have already played a game today, and the Americans haven't. And we see in the previous game where the Canadians were a little bit edgy on the doubles, and that's where you lose it when you're not comfortable.
It's interesting actually, we've seen Darren Young and Bill Davis around the complex a little while, and they've been just hanging out together, talking through it, and they were talking about doubles, what double to leave each other on, which is important, isn't it? You don't even think about that.
Well, it's very important, Dave, because if you like double top, but your partner likes double 16, you've got to leave him double 16. You mustn't think about yourself. You've got to leave your partner the setup shot, and sometimes you forget about that, and you know your opponent can get a bit edgy over it.
Okay, who will make it through? Will it be USA? Will it be Sweden? Your commentary team, Dave Lanning and Nigel Pearson.
And a superstar for the Swedes with that 180 from Parinen, magnificent from him, perhaps benefiting from the fact that they've already been on stage this afternoon with that victory over Slovenia, and in a decent position here, Sweden, but you get the feeling that Magnus Carris needs,
85.
well, he needed that last start there, and on paper you would fancy the USA, Dave, but as we say, with the benefit of a game this afternoon, might be a different story.
Yes, it's Christmas card weather in County Durham, but no
43.
presents in here because both of these teams are capable of popping up and bopping the big boys. I think this guy, Parinen, is going to be the key factor in this match. He was impressive against Slovenia, and he has just got a little bit of
56.
Swedish rhapsody about his style.
Yes, very confident, outspoken almost in his interviews with Dave. This man, Bill Davis, nicknamed the Classic from Philadelphia. 2 World Championship appearances. He's appeared in 3 Desert
99.
Classics in Las Vegas as well,
Sweden
but it's over to
40.
this man, Magnus Carris, to give Sweden the lead. Got to switch to double 10 now.
Got to really go for this one. The Americans are on a finish, double 5. He's wasted 2 darts to win the first leg. That's the target, that's the dart, and that's the first leg for the Swedes. And this is where Carris is a cool customer. He's been around the big time, and his finishing under some pressure there is little short of immaculate.
Absolutely. The pressure was building with every throw.
41.
And Carris, nicknamed Poker Face from Stockholm, 42 years of age. A fine performance against Slovenia from both Swedish players this afternoon. A reminder, it is doubles darts tonight,
60.
but the winners of this match will go through to Group B tomorrow, which takes place tomorrow evening. Group B darts tomorrow, Group A tomorrow afternoon.
Yes, we've seen that the quite widely fancied Canadians had a real squeaker against Belgium in our first match this evening. This one's much more evenly balanced, so that, I repeat, Harry Rehoen here might just hold the key because his scoring has been eye-catching.
125.
Absolutely. And that underlines exactly what you were saying there, Dave. He really is playing well. Parinen. These 2 players, Darren Young and Bill Davis of the USA, have been on the big stage many times. And Darren Young, in actual fact, will play Wes Newton on Sunday, December the 19th at the Alexandra Palace in his 5th World Championship appearance. How he'd like a good display on the big stage here in the Northeast, representing his country ahead of the World Championships.
Well, the Americans here, as you can see from the caption, have 50 points plus these from Bill Davis in their pockets in this second leg. The Swedes
60.
And Carris hasn't really hit his scoring groove as yet. Better crowd here this evening. They're all heroes coming out in this weather. It's Well,
39.
there's so much snow about.
United
You
States
expect
require
Bing Crosby and Danny
160.
Kaye to step out in Santa Claus outfits and sing us a song.
Absolutely bitterly cold everywhere, but
40.
the darts on show today and this evening has certainly warmed everybody. And remember, it's effectively knockout darts tonight, and then it's group stages tomorrow. So every nation tonight fighting for the right to go into the group stages.
49.
Karras has been disappointing with his scoring.
120.
What are they doing? Averaging just about 81. They can do better than that. Their tournament average is 85 this week. Now double top for Davis.
80.
Seemed to have done the hard work there, Davis, but he's left Darren Young chasing tops on his next visit. This is nice again from the Thunder, 42 years of age.
100.
Solna in Sweden, a regular on the
United
PDC
States
Pro Tour,
requires
but now
40.
tops needed from Big Daddy Darren Young. Double 10. Levels the
Age on the
match.
second
USA
leg.
1,
the
Sweden
United
1, first to 6.
Third leg.
Ahead of the group
Sweden
stages
to
tomorrow.
Rutgers.
Well, that's the winning double,
Game on.
and it means that Sweden, who lost that leg, automatically claimed the right to darts in the following leg. That's a change in this format. It's been an interesting innovation, but we've noticed, Nigel, that if a side jumps
85.
into a large early lead and has a falter, it works to their advantage because they can have 3 or 4 successive legs to anchor the match with the throw. So we'll watch for that. It is a
60.
difference, and it has made a marked difference to the temperature and the tempo of the match.
Absolutely, loser throws first. Rhiannon switches down the
47.
board. You say a regular on the PDC Pro Tour, a fine player, has acquitted himself superbly today for the Swedish duo. 51 years old now, Bill Davis. Still a fine player.
45.
Yes, he's got that loose-limbed, elegant movement of like a tennis player or a basketball player. Graceful.
60.
Both pairings now below 80 in the 3-dart averages. Looking to step it up here now. And USA, with 2 quality
100.
players, know that they have got a tough challenge on their hands here in this second round clash.
Well, that was a really badly snatched baggy dart from Paul Rhiannon.
66.
But the 60 retrieved the situation with the third dart. Davis with the throw. Throwing an 18-gram dart. Comes from the East Coast, Philadelphia. They call him classic. Good facing up, straight arm release. Darts going at a marked upward angle, as you can see.
100.
They're going where he needs them to go.
2 superb trebles there, and Davis is the better of the Americans at the moment. Karras will be disappointed with his display so far, so a big score here.
Yes, it's true. Magnus is yet to fire one fancies in this match.
100. United States require 156.
It's more like it for Karras then, as Young snatches at that dart. Disappointing display from him so far by his own high standards.
95. Sweden require 143.
Well, needs 2 trebles. Rhiannon. That's one of them. Treble 17 would leave 32. Now, should be treble 10.
87.
But
United States
the Americans
requires
on 61 should perhaps go for 25. This is Davis with the throw to take the lead for the first time for the Americans. Should be 25. Having a good think about it. Having a good think about it. Now then. Well, having a very good think about it. 36, double 18. Well, he's gone his own way, and he still doesn't seem too sure about it. Well, he's got to go for it. He's got to go for it. The Swedes are on a finish. I can't imagine unless he's just trying to summon the sinew.
35.
Curious.
Sweden require 56.
Absolutely, Dave, and now a chance for the Swedes. It's Magnus Karis who's going to step forward, looking for 56 here. 16 for tops. Tops he needs for a 2-1 lead for Sweden. Got to come down. And he gets it that time, and Sweden have the lead. And by the way, one of these two nations will be in the same group as the winners of England and Spain, which is up in the penultimate game tonight. So if England do go through, and they are favourites to go through, then one of these two nations will be in the same group as them tomorrow evening.
It was Davis's curious hesitancy in that last leg, which probably cost them. I think he miscounted, and that's inexcusable at that distance from a double.
This man will figure at the World Championships. He'll play Dietmar Berger in the preliminary round, Magnus Karis, and then if he prevails in that, Mervyn King in the first round. World Championships just around the corner at the Ali Pali. A great time of the year for darts fans, no doubt about that.
Yes, it's the heart of the season, isn't it? And the heart is pumping and pounding. And there's not happy with that at all, in the wrong segment. Could be a close call. Could be a close call, this match. Not much to separate these two sides, but you get the feeling that both of them have the capability of putting in a purple patch, 41, which will carry them past the flag.
It's there for the taking for either side. Poker face, Magnus
59.
Karis. And now Bill Davis all at sea on his previous leg, of course, but that's a nice start, needed that. Been looking for a bit of a confidence boost here. 2 in for Bill Davis.
140.
Took a deflection. That's the Americans, as you can see, down at a finish to go level on the match.
140. The United States require 120.
Treble 20 for tops for Darren Young. But it's no matter, it will give Davis the opportunity to level it up.
Well, Davis surely can make no mistakes with the finish he's left. Karis putting the pressure on him there with that 180, but it's got to go single. Double 10 is going a different way. Double 5.
Pressure on now, big shot. Oh 55. Dear, oh dear. Chance for Sweden to open up
38.
A 2-leg lead here, and it's Par Rienan, double 19 the target here for a 3-1 lead for Sweden.
And it was Karis's 180 we just saw that set this up, and this has got to be a clever dart. This has got to be a clever
19
dart.
Score. United States require 5.
Frustration written all over the face of Rienan, and now Big Daddy Darren Young, double 2 to level up the match at 2 legs apiece. Oh, that was a big shot under huge pressure. It's level, 2 legs apiece between the USA and Sweden.
Game on.
Two 180s in the match so far, both to the Swedish duo. Cool as you like, Magnus Karis, as he went to that 180 in the last outing. 42 years old, this man. 37 years of age.
Yes, Magnus Karis, when we first saw him, Well, just hesitate for a moment to salute a 180 there from Darren Young. He was saying that Magnus Carus was, I think, very, very much in his early 20s, might have even been in his teens when we first saw him.
78.
Disappeared for a while, but still comparatively young, or at least certainly mature for a darts player, and still has many years left, one would have thought.
41.
Disappointment for Bill Davis there in the follow-up to that 180 for Darren Young. It's an inconsistent game, as we said, there for the taking. If only one of these pairings could find a decent run of form. The average average 80 for each pairing so far. 5 10-40s for the Americans as opposed to Sweden's 2.
60.
It's been a stuttering match, no real burst of brilliance. One or two individual scores have been impressive, but as you were saying, Nigel, the averages are mediocrity, I think that's the better word.
98.
But nothing much we've seen so far. We thought both these teams were capable of bopping the big boys, but on this form, they know they will have to up their game.
Remember, the prize, a place in the group stages
85.
tomorrow night.
Sweden require 144.
It's a nice start for Magnus Carus.
'96. United States require
Well,
135.
the Americans are under pressure here now because Sweden are sat on 48. Treble 20 bullseye Darren Young can go for. And Par Reinen
70.
has a chance
Sweden
to retake the lead for the
48.
Swedes here.
48 the finish, 16 or 8 is the target. Now double top, and double 15, that's in fives. Double 15, we can see where the dart is just the wrong side of the wire. Another wrong double.
28. Sorry. 38.
An ironic smile from Reinen. Now Bill
United States
Davis,
requires 65.
65 for the USA.
Fifteen
15 for double
perhaps.
16, yep. Double 16 to win against the throw here. Oh, nice finish, tidy finish from
United
Davis.
States.
Middle of the bed,
Sixth leg. Sweden
gives the
to
USA the lead, but
Rover.
again under the format, Dave, as you
Game on.
mentioned, lose the throws first, so it's over to Sweden to get us underway in the next leg.
That's no question. Bill Davis has regained his equilibrium after a little bit of nonsense he had with his finishing earlier on.
140.
We were mentioning, Nigel, that the Americans, or the winners of this match, could end up in the same group as England, assuming, of course, that England prevail.
60.
And it has to be remembered that in the previous format of the World Cup, once in Brisbane, Australia, casting my mind back, the Americans beat England famously 9-0 in the team match.
60.
Yeah, but because the format of the old World Cup used to be a team match, a pairs and a singles, England picked up the points on the singles and doubles, and Eric Bristow, I remember, beat an American called Tony Payne to win the World Cup in Brisbane. But the Americans have had their moments against the English, no question.
43.
Yep, England up against Spain in the penultimate game of tonight's knockout stages. The Netherlands up against Germany just before that.
140.
Plenty of big names to come tonight. Live sport, despite the horrendous weather conditions up and down the country. Live World Cup darts from the northeast.
43.
Yes, but you
Sweden
know,
require
the
161.
darts boys, the weather outside may be terrifying, but the Americans,
140.
the Americans, well, the winners of this match could end up in the same group as England.
140.
But the darts will be thrown. Let it snow, let them throw.
129.
Nice from Riemann there. Sweden now sat on what should be a comfortable finish for Magnus Carus. Next up on double 16.
Got to get it though.
100. Sweden require 32.
But you would think the Swedes have this one gift wrapped. Double 16.
Game
All
shot
square,
6th
3
leg.
apiece. You know,
Sweden.
Nigel, increasingly
7th leg.
this
United States to
match with darts
Rovers.
like that looks
Game
like
on.
going the distance, and we wait now for either side, or one player from either side, really to hit the turbocharger, which would propel them into a victorious position. And that's not a bad opening riposte from
Second
Darren
time.
Young.
Yeah, Darren Young, brilliant with a 180 there. Could that be the moment that just kick-starts the USA?
Well, we were just saying, were we not? The
100.
match needs a patch of purple. Is this the start of it from the Americans?
Can Davis follow up what Young did there? Could do with a treble. Yeah, needed a treble there.
Bruce Spanley, you can see doing the calling there at the corner of your picture, on home territory from Middlesbrough, which is just up the road, although virtually buried in snow,
100.
like the rest of County Durham and the northeast. Getting used to playing in the snow. We remember last year at Alexandra Palace, we were paddling about.
121.
Darren Young's playing well now, isn't he?
Yes, he has picked up his form. It's going to be another squeaker, this one. Could all revolve around a missed double or a bounce out, or just
95.
some
United States require
unpredicted
155.
slice of luck or ill fortune. And Davis certainly plays at his own pace, doesn't he? Oh, that's a good shot. Yeah, he went for it.
117.
He had another look and another thought, you see, because the Swedes can't finish, and he may well have thought that double 19 won't suit his partner Darren Young and go for 6 or 10, but he's left it for
80.
Young to make up his
United
own mind
States
which way he
require
goes.
38.
The Swedes are on a finish now. Right, number 12, gone his own way, that's why. That's the answer.
United States. 8th leg.
Do you get the
Sweden
feeling that
to
Darren Young is really
Rovers.
stepping it up to
Game on.
what we know he's capable of achieving? And the USA lead Sweden 4 legs to 3 here now. First to 6 books their place in the group stages tomorrow. We already know
40.
Canada are in Group A. That's unlucky.
Good, solid, positive throwing action from Darren Young.
100.
Yes, and Darren knows the size of the task that he's got at the Alexandra Palace against
80.
a very much in-form Wes Newton, who's had a fine run. Very much the underdog in that match, but well, Young has certainly stepped it up. This man hasn't really been able to
60.
match the achievements of his partner over the last couple of legs. Still, which way will this game go? Hard to predict.
140.
It's more like it for Magnus Carus.
The man they call Big Daddy needs a darting body slam.
180.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant from Darren Young. Third 180 of the match for the USA, and he's got them all.
And Rihonen has been struggling and needing the third dart every time
45.
to attain respectability.
United
He's
States
lost his way a
require
bit,
161.
and Darren Young has picked up his pace.
Bullseye now for 5-3.
Oh, bold effort.
Where did that come from?
128.
Brilliant. Absolutely. But he's set up a finish for Darren Young. And if the USA can go 5-3 ahead, then it's hard to see a way back for Sweden, who would have to win 3 legs on the trot.
100.
33 needed for the
United States
USA,
require
and it's the informed
33.
Darren Young to go for it here.
And they've chosen their own escape tunnels. Double 12, he likes it over here, doesn't he? Oh, yes. That is fine finishing. That's twice he's chosen that double, and twice it's paid off.
Well, we were
Game
waiting
on.
for a purple patch, and it's the USA that have responded. The Stars and Stripes flag flying high here in the northeast. And the Swedes now staring the exit door in the face, although this is nice.
140.
Magnus Karis, they won't give up, they'll battle right to the very end. But the difference is this man, Dave, he's got it together.
Yes, well,
81.
the Swedes came in to ABBA singing merrily, but the song may soon be Good Night Sweetheart. As the Americans have just found that little bit of extra. A couple of 180s in the last 2 legs have been critical to their cause. Still to come, of course, England. And the big guns, the Dutch are here. The Scots are here. You can
40.
hear the bagpipes coming down across the border. And the Australians, dangerous and effervescent, and packed with colour and character. They're here tonight. Big night
80.
here in Rainton Meadows Arena.
Yeah, it is a terrific lineup. I hope you can stay with us throughout the course of the night. Darren Young continues his fine run of form. A 4th maximum 180 for Big Daddy.
The Swedes need the classic 1-4-1 finish. Not going to get it now. Really needs a number with a 5 on the end of it.
86.
Went for it, didn't he? But that was unlucky for Rhiannon. They're set on 55 now.
Big score here, Nigel, from Davis, and needs the treble desperately.
100.
Oh, took that one out, didn't he?
55.
He might have heard me.
Now, Karis going for tops to keep the game alive. Big shot coming in now.
15 score.
Well. Chance now
United
for the
States
match.
require 100.
And it's Darren Young for the USA.
And he's been piling on the scores. Can he now finish it off? Got to get the single. Got to be careful.
60.
Not hit the
Sweden
treble.
require 40.
But he's let the Swedes out of jail. By Honan here, looking at double top. Very important. Gets his concentration, fixes his focus on the wire. You could hear a teardrop. It might be a tear for the Swedes if this one isn't true.
No score.
That is disaster.
United States require 40.
And now, Bill Davis with the chance to win it for the USA. Double 10 now. He hasn't had a good game, but he can finish it here. And now comes the customary step back, deep breath. The match on the line. Double 5 for Bill Davis and the USA.
35.
Well, you have to say
Sweden
those first 2 darts
40.
were out on the A1. And the Swedes surely, with Karis so experienced, so cool, so poker-faced, they've already had, 5 darts at a double. That was now double 10. That was a mile away too. That wasn't.
Games on the 9th. Sweden.
And now, significantly, that victory for Sweden hands the darts to the USA.
This is where this format becomes interesting, you see. because the Americans have the darts, and if young Paul's in here, which he has, that really sets them up. That really sets them up beautifully. Fourth successive leg where the Americans have returned a maximum 180.
And it just needs Davis to step it up a notch, and they'll be home and dry, the USA.
Yes, Davis, it has to be said, has been erratic. Be a good moment to steady his game.
It's fair to say that the USA are on the verge of victory purely because of Darren Young. Not being harsh to Bill Davis, but Darren Young has found a fine run of form. 5 180s now, and all of them to Darren Young for the USA.
And of course, Americans were trailing here, remember, 2-1
60.
after 3 legs. But they really should allow this match to slip away now.
Do the treble.
60.
And this is where Magnus Carus needs to dip into his reservoir of experience and pick out a big score. They need to heave themselves. They need to haul in the Americans here. They're going to stay alive, and that's dreadful.
28.
Quite frankly.
United States require 161.
Chance for Davis to set it up for Young. Nice treble. Very, very important treble for Bill Davis to allow his
99.
partner the opportunity to win the match on his next visit.
And it's perhaps important that Davis has been the more erratic with finishing,
41.
and Darren Young has been the big
United
hitter
States
of the
requires
American
62.
team in recent legs, and now he's got a chance to wrap it all up. 20 or 12, which way will he go? Double top for the match.
22.
No panic in the USA camp though. Swedes not on a finish. They're well behind, but Bill Davis will just feel a few nerves knowing that he's blown it at the double on several occasions tonight, and he's going to step forward to try and win the
55.
game again for the USA with
United
tops.
States require
and,
40.
Let's hope Davis holds his cool here. Oh, he's keeping us waiting, taking his time, building up the drama, building up the tension. Double 10. Oh, it's breathtaking. We hold our breath. We look at the target. That's what he can see. Can he hit it? Yes, he can. Pure melodrama, sporting sunk as it was Bill Davis who